Good morning, guys. Welcome to NTI Day 9. Read with me. This week, remember, we're focusing on fiction text. So we want to think about, as we're reading, our main characters, our problem solution setting, those type of things. So today, we're going to read Adventure in a Hot Air Balloon. And let's go on and get started. The wind is starting to blow stronger, and when you're riding in a basket under a hot air balloon, just 400 feet above ground, that's not necessarily a good thing. Keith Rodriguez looks to the horizon and squints. He had planned to take off from Scioto Downs, a horse racetrack south of Columbus, Ohio, fly a few miles north, and land his balloon in a barren cornfield next to his pickup truck. Barren. I wonder what that means. That may be something I want to either look around to figure out what the word means, or maybe I could look it up. I could ask Siri, ask Google, or use dictionary.com. So remember, anytime you get to a word that is unfamiliar or you're not exactly sure, always figure out a way to look it up and find the meaning, okay? All right. Then the wind changed. Instead of a light breeze from the south, now Rodriguez's bright red balloon is getting hit by stronger, colder winds headed west. He has plenty of propane fuel in his tank. He probably could ride the wind halfway to Pennsylvania. But that would be dangerous. Rodriguez's choice of landing sites just became very limited. As the balloon switches direction and floats east, everything below becomes a wide carpet of suburban sprawl big box stores, major highways, and strip malls. Beyond the stores lie forests. So I wonder why he can't land in any of those places. Why are those places a problem? The only factor in Rodriguez's favor is that it's early, just after 7 a.m. The highways are filling up with people driving to work, but otherwise the morning is quiet and still. Oh boy, Rodriguez thinks, if I don't land, like now, this could get bad. The balloon has no propeller or engine, so Rodriguez can't change direction on his own. He's entirely dependent on the wind. The only thing he controls is altitude. He does this by changing the air temperature inside the balloon. So, altitude, that's another word that you may need to look up. So, he can change the altitude by changing the temperature inside the balloon. So, that's interesting. Sitting on the floor of the wicker gondola are three tanks of liquid propane. The tanks are connected via black rubber hoses to two bummers overhead. Each burner, oh, sorry, it looks like BUM. It's BURNERS. I was wondering, I was like, that's a funny word. Never heard of that one. Each burner is nearly as big as Rodriguez's head. Rodriguez turns a knob on one side of the burners. This releases propane from a tank into the heating coil where the liquid propane is heated to a gas and mixed with air. Then the mixture is ignited by a pilot light. The mixture catches fire and flames leap 2 feet high into the balloon. The balloon rises. Rodriguez has a plan in mind. The flame heats the air inside the nylon balloon. This works on a simple principle. Hot air is lighter than cold air. 1 cubic foot of air weighs about an ounce. If you heat that air by 100 degrees Fahrenheit, its weight drops about 7 grams. There's some math in this. This means every cubic foot of heated air inside Rodriguez's balloon can lift about 7 grams. Just by himself, Rodriguez weighs 170 pounds, which equals about 77,110 grams. That means he needs about 11,016 cubic feet of air just to raise his own body off the ground. This is why hot air balloons are so big. They must trap tremendous amounts of heated air. Rodriguez's balloon is a common size, trapping about 100,000 cubic feet of air. The balloon is 80 feet tall and 60 feet wide. As Rodriguez gives his short bursts of flame, the air inside swirls in complicated invisible patterns. To drop at altitude, Rodriguez can pull a cord attached to a parachute valve at the very top of the balloon. Since the hottest air sits at the top, this releases the balloon's most buoyant air, which makes the balloon descend. So that would mean to come down. Rodriguez gives the cord a short pull, and the gondola drops a little. I don't have an altimeter, and I can't really see anything happening inside the balloon. Yeah, it's okay. Rodriguez thinks, I have to pilot by feel. Pushed by the wind, the balloon is flying quickly now. It's floating over the back wall of a supermarket when Rodriguez grabs hold, throw that away, of the parachute valve cord and gives it a long, hard tug. The balloon drops. Quickly, the hot air balloon is sinking, but still flying forward. It looks as though it's about to slam into the edge of the supermarket roof, but it sails over it with only about 15 feet to spare. Whew! Still, Rodriguez does not let go of the cord. He drops and drops right between the light poles of the nearly empty parking lot. Just a few feet above the ground, Rodriguez releases the parachute cord, turns the knob above his head, and fires both burners. The steep descent slows. The gondola touches lightly against the asphalt and then drags to a stop. There are only two people in the parking lot standing near the entrance to the store. They look toward the balloon, their eyes and mouths open wide in shock. Ooh, I can imagine. That was a little closer than I expected, Rodriguez says to himself, laughing. I really needed to land quick. All right, guys. So, in that story, you guys have questions. And, like always, make sure you read all of your answer choices completely. Go back, find the support for every answer, and you can put the paragraph number where you found each answer right here. Or you can use the process of elimination to use that strategy to narrow down the correct answer. Let's see. Ooh, here you have some vocabulary using context clues. And if you need to, you can use technology to help you figure out what words mean. There's nothing wrong with that. It's very important that you know how to find the answer. If you don't know the answer to something, that is fine. What is not good is you not knowing, well, how do I figure out what the answer is? So, we have technology now, and, you should not have to go without learning something. You should be able to figure it out. All right, so on our short answer questions, you have completely restate answer, underline the C in the text. Okay, number 10 is wanting you to write down the C. So it says use evidence from the text to support your answer. So you will make sure that you not only underline the C from the text, but you also write your C down. So this one, number 10, is going to be RAC. I want to see a complete RAC. All right, you're not doing an E, but you don't just underline your site like the other short answer questions. This one, number 10, is actually wanting you to write down the C. Okay. All right, guys. And that is math. So I hope you all enjoy this text. I could see some of you all wanting to draw maybe like a picture of this, or maybe you could draw a diagram of what you think the hot air balloon looks like from the details in the text. I mean, it really explains really well how a hot air balloon works. So I thought that was really interesting. So if you want to draw a picture with this, you can always include pictures or drawings with your all's text. I think that would be great. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. I cannot believe we are on day 9.